To take Sue-sized steps just to get through some of these snowbanks.
She's going to need some really big snowshoes. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah.
Okay, so the snow is going to commence tomorrow. That is a given. It should be starting toward the end of the morning commute, somewhere in and around that time frame. So I think the morning commute's going to be okay. It's the evening commute, folks, the evening commute that could get a little dicey. Here's time-lapse video. What we're seeing here is the top of Bogus Basin, and as you could tell, it is absolutely gorgeous up there. Now, notice the high clouds that are starting to work their way in from the west. Here's the inversion that's trapped on the valley floor. The temperatures are absolutely frigid. It is warmer at the top of Bogus Basin than it is right now in Boise, and that's the way things are going to be through the night tonight. In fact, outside right now, that temperature reading of 16 degrees, that's been the high so far today. Winds are blowing pretty much very light at about 5 miles per hour, but it makes that 16 degrees feel like it is 9 degrees out there. This has been an extremely cold, long La Nina winter. The high temperature today, 16 degrees. That's where we should be this time of the year. 22 degrees warmer at 38. And the low last night was 1 degree below zero. That's where we should have been, was right around 25 degrees. But look at the record for this day, 20 degrees below zero. That's way too cold. So here's the weather headlines. Snow returns tomorrow. There's eventually going to be warmer air that's going to work its way down to the valley, but it's got to be a chiseling process. This cold air concrete that we've got in place in the valley is going to take a while, but once it erodes, the storm that's moving overhead is tropical in nature, so we'll see the snow changing over to either a rain-snow mix or the possibility of freezing rain in parts of the Treasure Valley. You see, even if the rain starts to fall and it erodes the cold air, the ground is in a super frozen state. Any rain that hits that ground is going to start freezing. So that's why I'm concerned a little bit about the evening commute. Then another wintry mix is expected on again, off again, at least through the first half of the day on Thursday. We catch a little bit of a break on Friday, but something else wants to come in here on Sunday. So widespread snow is expected during the first part of the day tomorrow. But now let me zoom in and show you how the storm is going to be interacting with the cold air here in the valley floor. Across much of the Treasure down into the Magic Valley, this corridor that you see of pink shade, this is going to be for snow changing over to freezing rain or the possibility of just rain. So that affects much of the Treasure Valley, pretty much from Nampa down to Meridian, all the way down to Mountain Home and the Twin Falls area. But it is this area that we call the Lower Treasure Valley, or the west end of the Treasure Valley, including Ontario and Weiser. And these areas out here, Parma and Nissa, all these areas are lower in elevation. It could take longer for that cold air to be eroded out of the valley, and as a result, heavy snow can affect this region and the possibility of freezing rain. So right now, on average, 1 to 3 inches of snow expected for much of the Treasure Valley, but the west end could see 4 to as much as 12 inches of snow, plus up to 1/4 inch of freezing rain. But we may still see some freezing rain here in the valley. It's just going to be a huge, complex mixed bag, and I just urge you to stay informed. This is indeed a La Nina conveyor belt of moisture. Again, now the high pressure is breaking down. We'll start getting into warmer conditions, but look at all this moisture, and that stream of storms is going to continue to move right across much of the northwest through the Gem State. So here's the computer models. Let's see what happens tomorrow. Here comes the leading edge of the disturbance right there. And there you can see the models even thinking, hey, it could be a wintry mix, or it could be all snow. Then towards the afternoon, the warmer air moves in. Notice how the models want to take this and make it all valley rain. I think we got to wait until we see that cold air eroded before we see the rain, but then we have the possibility of the freezing rain. But the heavy mountain snows will continue with another wave that comes in during the early morning hours on Thursday. So the 7-day forecast for the Treasure Valley, let's go with temperature readings getting back into the 30s eventually tomorrow afternoon. We'll keep it unsettled tomorrow and on Thursday. Then here comes something else on Saturday, late Saturday, but a bigger storm is possible on Sunday. It's just going to be a very persistent band of on-again, off-again precipitation. The mountains will see heaviest snow Wednesday, Thursday, and again on Sunday and Monday, with just little flurries in between everything else. Okay?
We've been
warned. Tune into the Facebook Live tonight at 8 o'clock, and we'll talk about this on Facebook.
I think I say, Roland, thank you. Thank you. All right, as we go.